1-2. I don't hear you yet.
Check 1-2. Hello. Check.
Let's check your squelch.
Check. 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 Check.
All right.
Check.
Loud and clear.
You hear me?
Yep. Now you and I have independent squelch and volume adjustments on this airplane.
Show me how I do the squelch.
Outer ring.
Okay. Low, higher would be pick me up better, but more buzz.
Right.
Hello. 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 Hello.
Hey, you're loud and clear.
Okay. Check. 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 Can you hear me?
No.
Check. Check. Check.
Turn it the other way.
Check. Check. Check.
There you
I was going the wrong way. Okay. That's great. Alrighty. Okay, and now the GPS. So
Enter.
enter.
This will deflect. Enter again. Okay.
And transponder is on out and code
4631.
4631. 4631. Right, and
Departure is 19.85, 11985, so we're good there.
Automated advisory. Wind 140 at 3. Visibility better than 10 miles. Temperature 4. 2.3. Altimeter 3037. For runway, pilot's discretion.
Yeah, so the temperature dew point spread is actually fairly low. It's 1 degree difference. Now it'll be warming up as the day goes on, so.
okay, 3037. It's higher than field elevation, but that's
Correct.
just
It's
tolerance.
It's within 75.
Okay, so and I'm sorry, I couldn't catch the winds. It said like 140.
140, yeah, it's light, so we'll be taking off 24.
Okay. All right. Flaps retracting.
Actually, 140 would favor runway 6. Why don't we do a runway 6 departure since you haven't done it yet?
Okay. All right, now compass is at 2.5 about.
Notice anything wrong with it?
Well, it looks like the level of the kerosene is, or whatever it is too low.
Oh yeah, it's leaked at some point, or is leaking very slowly. But it still seems serviceable because it's pointing. At some point, I guess the compass will stop floating. It'll need to be replaced.
Parking brake released. Right.
The other thing on this is just to point out, these are your receive audio up here, and this is your transmit. So you see how it says mic? So right now your PTT buttons are associated with COM 1, which is this radio. If I switch to this one, it would be associated with that. Okay. And
So we're listening to the, what they call that guard.
Guard, yeah. That's why we frequently hear, or often hear, someone being chastised for breaking the airspace.
Okay. And so the 119.85 is
Departure.
Departure.
Potomac, well, it's Potomac, I just say Potomac.
So do you hit that to switch?
Yep, that's called
Okay.
a flip-flop button.
Okay.
Gauge your next frequency, and then all you have to do in the air is hit one button as opposed to cranking,
Okay.
looking for frequencies. So,
All right. So basically you turn here and then head down for
Yep.
6.
Yep.
Potomac Airfield. Automated advisory. Wind calm. Visibility better than 10 miles. Temperature 4. 2.3. Altimeter 3037. For runway, listen for traffic.
Would you want to check your brakes now, or?
No, go ahead. We'll take 2-4 because it's faster. We're short on time, so winds are calm, so. So once you're on the taxiway going straight, so we'll go to the left. Why don't we, we'll test them there.
On the right.
Yep, taxiway is clear. Could make a radio call saying, incoming traffic, November 5477 Kilo, taxiing to Turnip area for 2-4.
Potomac traffic. Cessna, November 5477 Kilo, taxiing for run up for runway 24, Potomac.
Break your brakes. Okay, sounds good. You have the plane, I have the brakes. Good as well. Flight controls.
What's the thinking on how the friction lock on the throttle? Is it just how you like it?
Yeah.
I forgot to look at the wind sock, but 140 is going to be over that way.
Yeah, you can look at your DG.
Oh, okay, got it. So actually that way.
Yep. But they were calm the last time we checked, but they're tending to 1.4, so you could just call it 1.4 and put the input in for 1.4. But yeah, you can use your DG as your reference point for where to have your... So now 1.4 is here, so you would dive away, right? And then as that turns around, and now you're going to get close, you're going to go that way. Well, you're not there yet, but you will. And so you can use your DG as just sort of a, what type of wind correction do I need dialed in?
Do we just point towards final though, since it's not that strong?
Yeah, yeah, it'd be fine.
If the pedals feel off, does that mean the nose wheel's not straight?
Yes, that's correct. So ideally you want the pedals to be
Kind of in the middle.
right. So using your right brake, go ahead and get it going for a second. So, and let's actually just bring the nose around to the right here. Yeah, that's good. Now you know it's straight.
Alright, so parking brake, set, doors and windows are locked. Your side good?
Yep, mine's good.
Alright, fuel selectors on both. Primer is locked. Mixture rich. Fuel temperature is just barely off the case. Okay, area is clear. Brakes are set. Throttle's coming up.
Sounds good.
Okay, so left, dropped about 75, one to the left, exactly the same. Okay. All right. So checking the alternator, the drop. Oil pressure is in the green, a little on the high side.
Okay.
Engine gauges, otherwise temperatures green, fuel quantities up, low vac and low volts are not lit. So the vacuum pressure is where it should be. Carb heat is cold.
Nope, carb heat should come out. Carb heat on.
Oh, we're testing it, that's right. Okay.
Okay, notice the big drop.
Yep. And then idle.
And that's because your hot air is not as dense, and therefore you have a performance reduction.
Back to
And we didn't
1,000,
install, and back to
carb
1,000.
heat in.
There you go, good. That's why it's important not to take off with carb heat on. And when you go do a go around to get rid of the carb heat, because you lose 1 to 200 RPMs of performance with the carb heat in.
Okay, so before takeoff checklist, flaps to 10, down, mixture rich, carb heat cold, ignition on both, trim is set for takeoff, engine gauges, the pressure's further down, green. Flight instruments, okay, we're on 0 for airspeed. Attitude indicators horizontal and not dots in the middle. Altitude, little high for the field, but we're set at 3037. A little bit high on the vertical speed indicator.
Yeah, so we just now know that 0 really is +1.
And the DG again, now, so, yeah, it's looking like it's more like 15.
1.5, yep. It probably processed a little bit.
This is the one that they were saying is processing more than the
actually, the other airplane processes a lot, 776, yeah.
Okay, and turn corner air balls in the middle, everything's level.
Okay.
Alright, transponder, still an alt 4631.
Yep.
Alternate static is closed, I'll pull that and see adjustment and then back. Seatbelts tight.
Likewise, doors are locked.
Locked, flight controls. Correct, check the rudder. Okay, so we are going to depart on runway 24 for the south. It's going to be a short field takeoff. We will climb to 700 and then turn to our crosswind for departure. And if the engine has problems before we're off the ground, we'll pull engine power and aggressively brake. If the engine has problems before 1,000 feet, we won't turn back to the airport. We'll find a suitable place for landing, probably the fields to the left. If we're above 1,000 feet, we'll see if we can turn around and make it here or hide.
Right.
Ready to go?
Yep, and we're going to do a proper short field takeoff. So we're going to pitch for 60, clear our obstacles, and then pitch for 75 or 76. Okay?
Got it.
So you again, sight picture for 60. So you're out the window, you're verifying, and you're making adjustments. If you're slow, obviously pitch down. If you're fast, pitch up.
I just suppose I'm going to undo my seatbelt for a moment. The pockets, like if I put that there, I lose it. I can't. I guess
Yeah, that would work. I'm just going to check. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, under the light.
All right, let's roll. And so the call is no Potomac traffic, November 5477 Kilo, taking the active 24, departure to the south, Potomac. So you start with Potomac, you end with Potomac.
Potomac traffic, November 5477 Kilo, taking runway 24 for the active, departure to the south, Potomac.
I wonder why your radio sounds like that. Let me try something. Just go test 1, 2 when you hit a thing, respond.
Test 1, 2.
Transmit radio check.
Now.
Test 1, 2. 1, 2.
Okay.
Power 10 to 10.
You sound good external. All right, let's roll. This sounds distorted to me.
Final is clear.
Good.
Okay. Throttle's coming up. Brakes are set.
Yep, making power. Good.
Green. Okay.
Heels to the floor, no brakes. Right rudder. Give us on the center line. Airspeed's alive.
Pitching for 60.
Yep. And you can get rid of those flaps. And I would say you clear your obstacles, so pitch for 75. And notice you need right rudder. High power, slow airspeed. So you should just know, okay, pitch for 75, not 85. Up, there it is. Okay, sorry.
Okay, we're at 700, so I'm going to turn south.
Okay. And then you would say Potomac, November...
Potomac, November 5477 kilo, turning crosswind, runway 24, Potomac.
And your towers are over here. Water towers, yep. Basically where that aircraft is. So it's really departing the pattern to the south, let's call Potomac.
Potomac, November 5477 kilo, departing the pattern for the south, Potomac.
Right. Okay. Now you leveled off a little early, but that's okay.
I'm sorry, we're going to...
1,300.
1,300,
right.
Okay.
Yep.
Somehow I had it also in my mind.
Well, I added radio calls, so now you're like, mentally you're dividing your attention. So now we're going to call Potomac, November 5477 kilo off of VKX.
What, VKX?
Off of VKX. Yeah, Potomac,
November 5477 kilo, off of VKX.
November 5477 kilo, transponder observed, remain outside class Bravo, airspace national altimeter 3039er.
Clear of Bravo, 77 kilo.
November 77 kilo, remain outside class Bravo.
Clear Bravo, 77 kilo. The side tone sounds terrible on this thing. And our towers are over there. Because we're encroaching on our approach corridor here. See the marina to the left off the right wingtip, rather?
Ah,
yeah,
yes.
So we want to avoid that. So that's why we use these visual references.
So where are the towers again? Is that them right in front of us now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, a little harder to see with the haze, sort of the morning mist, because the temperature dew point spread is so low. Let's do some Dutch rolls on the furthest one there. Do you see it? Sort of see the shininess of the on the left-hand side of the second water tower.
Southwest 4976 to set a maintain 2,500.
Or pick something else, that's fine.
2,500, Southwest 4976.
American 2173 to set a maintain 6,000.
6,000, American 2173.
How are these?
Good. Real good. One of the other things you'll learn as a pilot, you want to really be able to evaluate yourself. So let's fast forward, and you're now a private pilot and you go fly, and you make a bunch of mistakes, or you're sloppy on certain things, you're sloppy on holding airspeed, you're missing steps. You can use that as a way of assessing your own proficiency and say, well, gosh, yeah, when was the last time I flew? Oh, it was 2 months ago. And my skills have faded. And, you want to really be able to recognize that in yourself and be very self-aware and work to correct it. Okay, so now how do I get better? What do I need to do? Was I tired? Has it been a long time since I flew? Did something cause me to get distracted? So the mistake we made earlier with the cow flaps, okay, well, what was the root cause of that? The root cause was not following the checklist. We rushed. We wanted to get the airplane, into the sun so it would melt the frost off, okay, and get back and do the ground we needed to do before we flew our lesson. And we know we had a 2-hour window, so we compressed for time. And what did we do? We made a mistake. So that's very important as a pilot, being able to be self-aware and assess yourself and constantly, I think being a pilot is like being a doctor. It's a commitment to lifelong learning.
Yes, it's absolutely true. In fact, I think the pilots are better at it because the doctors probably could do a lot more of that. They're doing more of that in medicine with the checklist and whatnot.
4976, come up setting 100, advise the river.
Oh, and that's stupid.
Up to 100, river in sight, Southwest 4976.
Southwest 4976, cleared Mount Vernon visual, runway 1 approach, see your discretion.
Clear for the
Okay, so you climbed to 2,300?
Visual. at our discretion, Southwest 4976.
Approach AC-4281 is out of 11-7, descending via Freedom.
AC-4281, Potomac, roger.
Guys are climbing to 2,300.
Okay. Where are the winds coming from?
Well, it looks like the smoke's kind of going that way.
Yeah.
There. So that would be to our left and behind.
Yeah, it looks like they're coming out of the northeast, according to that. There's a bit of a surface wind, and then it looks like it almost goes straight up once we get to elevation.
Southwest 4976.
Another thing to do that's good, I told you yesterday about, you know, clear right, clear left, turning left, communicating. Another thing that would be good would be, you know, okay, 2,000 for 2,300. You know, that's another call out. Okay, I'm on my altitude, and it's a good mental reminder that while I do all this other stuff, okay, 2,100 for 2,300. So, you know, you're just prompting yourself. You're on your altitude. You know that you need to level off soon. You're just kind of giving yourself those mental reminders. And you're also telling who you're flying with, especially if it's another instructor or me or an evaluator, what you're doing, what's going on in your head. So now, this is near IMC because you have a very obscured horizon line. You know, so this is another good example of, oh, okay, so, you know, what killed Kennedy? What killed Kennedy was this kind of condition where you really couldn't tell where the horizon was. And he got disorientated, and he basically spiraled out of the sky. Got himself into an unusual attitude and spiraled out of the sky. And let's say you were flying that way. Here we've got some references, but if you were flying that way, it gets a little harder to actually discern, well, where is the horizon? Now, what is good about today is I can tell what level is. Okay, so because even looking at this
Get a sense of it.
Right, but clouds can give you a false horizon because the clouds could be sloped. Okay, and you would think that, whoa, that's level, and you might be turning the aircraft to be level, and it's really not. So some more elements of the environment that we have to factor into our decision making. So our power plant is down here to the right, about 2 o'clock, 1 to 2 o'clock for you. Let's fly towards that.
Okay, clear right, turning right.
Okay, good. And we're at a point where we can climb to 2,500 feet.
Okay, climbing at 2,500.
American 2173, turn right heading 280, advise the river.
280 heading and river in sight for American 2173.
American 2173, cleared, Mount Vernon visual, runway 1 approach, speed or discretion.
Okay, speeds are discretion, clear for Mount Vernon visual to 1, American 2173.
Okay, so now why don't you just configure us for a side slip? So in other words, all I want you to do is I want you to fly with a little bit of aileron, one wing down. Let's drop the left wing. Okay,
American 2378,
and fly towards an object. Okay, so your course will be, your nose may be pointing off, but your course should be toward the object. And you could use the power plant.
Actually, I'll use something a little closer to that little bright spot straight ahead.
Okay.
Okay, we're just going to fly straight though.
Yep.
Okay.
You're going to fly towards the object. So keep a little bit of aileron in, a little bit of bank, and then right rudder to counter it. Okay, feel my feet. Now, and then basically if you hold that aileron, you can control your nose position with your amount of rudder. So your rudders now control whether you're pointing at or flying towards your object or not. Okay. So go ahead, get on the rudder. Yep. Now fly towards your object. So this is how you would approach to land in a side slip.
3634, descend and maintain 6,000.
Descend 6,000 for Kilo 3634.
Notice your ball is way out of the cage. I mean, you're intentionally uncoordinated.
And I feel like I'm having to like hold myself this way.
Well, yeah. So, right. There's this tendency sometimes to like lean, you know, like almost like you're going to will the airplane to do what you want by leaning. It's kind of an interesting effect.
And I started descending. Is that because of the increased drag?
I would say yes. So that's a side slip. Okay, now let's go ahead and call that and you know, normalize. And let's get back up to 2,500 feet. Now you ought to be comfortable doing that, but if you were to be approaching an airport, a runway, as I said, and the nose points in the either to the right or left of the runway, you're going to recognize, oh, I got wind coming from that direction. You'll drop the ailerons in and you'll use opposite rudder. Okay? Or you can just use opposite rudder and you can judge what your ground track is.
Out of 14.6 descending via the CAPS 3, we have Zulu.
Okay, let's configure for slow flight.
2281, descend and maintain 3,000.
2,500, so we don't want to lose any altitude.
AC 4281, descend and maintain 3,000.
That is 3,000, AC 4281.
Delta
Okay, so
1869,
slow flight, I'm going full power to 1600 and carb
3038, runway 1, Delta 1869.
And
American 2378, turn left heading 100, and descend
full
and
back
maintain
pressure
2,000.
to maintain my altitude.
Down to
and put flaps in as I drop
2,500
the
on
speed.
100 heading, we do have the river, American 2378.
American 2378, I'm sorry, did you say you did have the river?
We do.
American 2378 cleared, Mount Vernon Visual, runway 1 approach.
Oh, Mount Vernon visual, runway 1, American
Feel that.
2378.
Simple aircraft on
Boosted
final,
lift.
just for your information, the Southwest just landed.
Safe flap, operating
So there
range,
was
so you can get those
about
flaps in,
18
get that
knot
over with.
wind on the final.
Okay, we will watch for that.
And now you're going to pitch for
Where's the 18 knot tail wind?
It was on the final, I
trim
think
it
it was short final, because he didn't report it with me, he reported it with the tower. There's an American Embraer that's landing right now, and I'll try and get a report from
and
them.
about 1900, maybe 2000 will hold your altitude. And you'll need some right rudder because of slow airspeed and a little bit of power, a little bit of left turning tendency. And you have torque and P factor because your nose is pointing up.
On the or going towards the final, E190 on the final said that the wind report was 145.
Okay, good. So why don't you give me a turn to the left? I'm sorry, to the right?
I think that was about 3 mile final.
Not to exceed 15 degrees.
Turning right, clear right, turning right.
American 2378, your speed is your discretion and contact National Tower.
Going tower, American 2378.
Delta 1869, reduce your speed to 250, then descend and maintain 9,000.
Speed 250, then down to 9,000, Delta 1869.
And Delta 1869, you are going to be landing south, runway 19er. So, if
and
you
this
can,
wing's level here.
just proceed direct to Mojo, the fix on the south transition when able, and then maintain 9,000.
Direct to Mojo and
Okay, good. So now we're going to do a power off stall.
4281, turn left heading 100, descend and maintain 2,000.
Okay, so I'm going to pull back power
and down to
and just
2,000
pitch up.
AC 4281.
Nope, you got to be at 65 knots. So you're going to configure for landing.
Okay.
3634.
So you're going to pitch down for 65. And when you get to 65, you can bring the power to idle and start pitching up. And just remember to stay coordinated.
AC 4281, advise river.
River inside AC 4281.
AC 4281, turn left heading 070, clear Mount Vernon
now-
visual, runway 1 approach.
Left 070, cleared Mount
Power.
Vernon visual 1 AC 4281.
And start pitching up.
AC 4281,
Right, rudder.
maintain at least 170 knots to 5 DME and contact National Tower.
At least 170 to 5 DME and over to tower now. Good morning, AC 4281.
One in. Delta 1869, also expect the
And your
river
airspeed is
runway 19 approach.
VY or better, so you can get rid of that last notch.
1869.
Very nice, very nicely done. And I said very little.
Back to 2500. So how much altitude did I end up losing there? Like
200-300 feet. What I loved about the maneuver is you were on the west heading the whole time. So it was very well done. I mean, you could have passed your check ride with that.
how much altitude are you allowed to lose?
Delta
It's
1869,
not a standard.
cross Mojo at 9,000 and then descend via the TAPS 2 arrival runway.
What they don't want to see is they don't want to see you
Delta 1869.
dive to the ground
At 9,
in the recovery.
Via the CAPS.
So that was that was very well executed. And you know, you actually demonstrated that you really don't have to pitch up like crazy to induce a stall. Now let's do a power on stall. So power on, of course, is a departure stall. We're going to be clean configuration. We're going to be at VY in the climb, 75, and then we're going to pitch for the stall.
So basically do climb at VY and then
And just
do the
continue to
power
pull up, pull up, pull up, pull up, pull up.
Okay.
Now this one you're really cranking, you're really pulling back pressure. You're going to need a lot of right rudder. Let's see if you can do the same thing with westerly heading. But don't fixate on heading. Just scan it every now and then.
We got 3634, advise river.
River and
So you need to be at 75 before you start the maneuver.
Cleared Mount, turn right
Say
heading
pitch for
340,
75.
cleared Mount Vernon visual, runway 1 approved.
Right at 340, clip the mountain, Vernon
And
visual.
then you're going to go full power. So reduce the power to
3634,
2300.
maintain 170 knots or greater, so 5 DME and contact Nashville Tower, so long.
175 DME and tower, Bridge 3634.
All right, hold on a second. Let's level the nose for a second. Okay, so you're at cruise. So the way you're going to do this maneuver is bring the power back. Okay, about 1800 maybe. And pitch for 75. So you need to get to 75.
I see, okay. So instead of climbing like a climb, you want to put
Right.
that
I want you to be
attitude-
at 75, as if you had just departed the airport. So we're going to configure the airplane as if you just took off.
I understand, okay.
Okay.
Understood. So now put the power in.
Now, full power at 75, and you're pitching up, and you're pitching up. And this is to simulate, and you're using right rudder, because you're going to need a lot. And you're just going to keep pitching up, and you're going to have to be much more aggressive on the pitch attitude with this than you were on the power off. Keeping the wings level. Wings level. Pitching up. Wings level. Pitching up. Pitching up. See? See how aggressive this is? Starting to buff it right there. Now recover. Below the nose to break the stall. Airspeed's coming up. And that's really it. You just fly out of it.
November 927, Tango Bravo, Potomac, Nashville altimeter is
That's it.
3038.
Power back to, let's say 2,000, and let's descend a little bit. We'll descend down to 3,000 feet.
So what was felt different to me that time was, for whatever reason, the attitudes, it felt a lot higher than
Yeah.
last time.
Well, maybe the engine is stronger on this airplane. You know? So, I mean, there's variables like that as well. And let's go ahead and do a turn to either the left or the right. Just change course to the east as we get close to this airspace
All
here.
right, I'll turn right.
November
So
5477 kilo,
Turning
contact
right.
Potomac 118.905.
118.905 for 77 kilo. Potomac, November 5477 kilo.
7 Tango Bravo, go ahead. Yeah, 7 Tango Bravo, wondering if we can get a Class B clearance
Just give a radio call when it's
roughly
clear.
280 heading. We can do whatever.
And down to 3,000.
Best for you, 6500 preferred. 7 Tango Bravo, roger, indent. 7 Tango Bravo, here's the flash. 7 Tango Bravo, radar contact, about 3 miles southwest of Potomac Airfield. You're cleared into the Bravo airspace, maintain V4, and maintain 2,500. 7 Tango Bravo, roger that, 2,500, and clear into the Bravo VFR, and just want to clarify, are we good to turn on course? 7 Tango Bravo, affirmative.
Want to do another power on?
yes.
Okay. Okay, so there's smoke over there. Let's see here, from an airspace perspective, 3,500. Let's turn to the shoreline here. We'll just avoid the Class B that's coming up. You're going to gain a lot of altitude in a power on. See that sort of squiggly inlet in the distance? Just point at that. Okay, so set us up for 75 knots.
And departure 15613 is
The other thing that's interesting, Eric, is you're staring at the sky. How do you know whether your wings are level?
613, Potomac departure, climb maintain.
Sort of the cowling on the horizon, if you can see it.
I'm not going to see. I didn't see the horizon. So you could look at the AI. You could look out to the right or left as well. The AI is a good reference for this maneuver. Okay, 75, power's coming in, and start pitching up. And again, it's a fairly aggressive pitch up. Oh. So note your AI every now and then, add that to your scan. If you look out your right or left window, you'll be able to tell as well, but you can't tell whether you're horizontal or not in this attitude. I mean, you're staring at a bunch of blue. Pitching. Right rudder to keep us coordinated. There's the buffet. You feel the vibration? Now, if we keep going with it, it's going to break. A little bit more aggressive on the yoke. Pulling up, pulling back, pulling back.
613, climb maintain, fly level 230.
Up to 230, 15613.
Actually, 613
There it is.
The only flying for 22, climb
It's
maintain,
okay.
fly level 220.
Break the stall. You felt the actual break that time, as opposed to just a buffet.
Yeah.
And just fly out of the maneuver. And let's descend down to 3,000. Let's do a descending turn to the right. Let me show you another maneuver. I have the flight controls.
Got the flight controls?
Let's say I have a fire, and I need to get down real fast. I'm like, oh my gosh, there's a fire. A maneuver would be, I can pull the power.
5477 kilo.
5477 kilo.
Yeah, just making sure you're on the frequency, thanks.
Yep, forgot to call you, sorry. 5477 kilo is with you.
LRE's Washington altimeter 3038.
3038, 77 kilo. Okay, so I can roll in, and I can G-load the airplane with lots of back pressure, and I can accelerate my descent very, very rapidly. This would be called an emergency descent. Okay, so I've got a nice descent rate. Look at that, 1,500 feet. Look at my airspeed. My airspeed is actually fairly low. Okay, because I'm G-loading the aircraft with a lot of back pressure. Okay. So that's called an emergency descent.
So you're what was your bank angle? I didn't look.
It was about 45 degrees.
Okay. So your stall speed might go up to around 60 or so, but you're well above that.
Right, you have the flight controls.
I have the flight controls.
Okay, so that was an emergency descent. So you saw us descending 1,500 feet, but our airspeed didn't get out of control because we G-loaded the aircraft with a lot of back pressure and a nice sharp bank turn.
Oh, that was fun.
Okay, so now what we're going to do here is you're going to forward slip for me. So what we're going to do is we're going to configure the airplane as if it were landing. So I have the throttle.
You have the throttle?
Okay, so you just lost your engine.
557, 6,500,
So first step, pitch for 65.
Rear wings 557, Potomac departure, climb maintain, fly level 190.
Don't lose any altitude.
Climb maintain,
Pitch in
level
for
1,
65 and trim it for
557.
65. Get that over with. Find a place to land. Oh, you would run your checklist, see if I can restart my engine. I can't. Okay, engine won't restart. I'm going to have to do an emergency landing. Now, we're going to accelerate this. Let's turn to the right, and let's go along the shoreline here. There's a couple fields.
Oh, I see. Okay.
All right. So 65 now. See that one field right off the wingtip? That big brown patch?
Yeah.
Yeah, why don't we use that? Okay, so we'll maneuver for that. So now we're going to fly out a little bit. I want to get ourselves in position to land at that field.
Okay. Do you want to do the checklist or just...
Yeah, well, actually no. Let's just, because we're going to break this off. I just want to demonstrate something for you. Okay, so we're going to fly away from this field for a little bit. We're really descending at a slow rate. If we were to run the checklist, you would try to restart the engine. You would find, so I'm going to go across here.
November
Okay.
77 kilo, we have another frequency for you. Contact Potomac on 125.12.
Okay, we'll be going to 12512, 77 kilo. Potomac, November 5477 Kilo is with you on 12512.
November 5477 Kilo, Potomac, roger.
Okay, so there's our landing field. It's kind of coming around. Let's give ourselves a little bit more distance here. Okay. Actually, go ahead and turn to the right.
Potomac 89464, 3 northeast of freeway, 1900.
So this is kind of like a right pattern.
89464 Potomac, transponder.
And we're going to line ourselves up with that brown field there.
3038.
38, staying out of Bravo, 464.
Okay, probably a little more bank is going to be necessary here. Get ourselves turned toward the field. Going to clear the engine real quick. Field that we're talking about?
Talking about that like strip, like right there.
Yep, the brown strip.
Yeah, so I'm like basically going 90 degrees to
Yep,
right now, right?
that's exactly right. I want you to turn toward the strip. Hey, this is, holy shit, I'm not going to make that. I'm really high. Okay, so you start adding drag. Okay. So you get your flaps in. So full flaps, 65, retrim. Like, still not going to make it. Now what? Okay, bank and left rudder. Okay. This is a forward slip. Okay. Basically watching my airspeed. Okay.
So I need to pull back or?
I'm going to try to get it, I want to get it in there. Okay. That's a forward slip. Okay. So then, now we're still a little high. Now let's do a go around. Okay, so full power. Okay, watch, you're going to need right rudder, and you're going to need to control pitch, get rid of your flaps incrementally, first notch, then second notch. Okay, pitching for 75, and that'll be the, at 75, last notch. And then watch we don't induce a secondary stall, so push forward, get rid of the trim.
That's a lot of forward pressure.
Yeah. So the forward slip basically allowed us to, again, descend faster, okay, with full drag, and potentially would have made that field. Now, if we had to make that field, we could have. It wouldn't have been pretty, but we could have done so. So, all right, we'll level off at 1,200 feet. See what time it is.
Already passed it.
We'll finish up with a ground reference maneuver, and then we're going to have to head back because it's actually late.
Right.
So what we'll do is we'll pick an object out here. Going to be an object off of your wing tip. So let's see that house over there, or how about the dock? Why don't you use the dock? So start turning around the dock.
Trooper 7
See
southbound
the two
St.
docks?
Mary's 1.2.
Right. Yeah, so just circle around the dock 1,200 feet.
Trooper 7 Potomac.
Or you see that hook in the water? Maybe use that hook in the water. That's a little bit more prominent since there's multiple docks. You see what I'm talking about here? Coming up?
Right there.
Yeah, that little hook. Looks like a fish hook.
Trooper 7,
Yeah, just circle around that for a moment. 1,200 feet. Now, looks like we're getting blown towards it. So, yep, reduce our bank angle, crab away a little bit. Our airspeed or ground speed is 102. And we're dividing our attention between that object and flying the airplane at 1,200 feet. Maintaining that distance. You'll actually notice there's a runway here. A private runway. It's owned by the guy Ken Dixon, who owns a car dealership in Waldorf.
Oh yeah, I know that name.
Now our ground speed is 80, 79. So we went from 103 to 79 on ground speed. So, and we're going to pick up some ground speed here as we turn back around on the other side. We're also going to need to crab away because the winds are going to want to blow us over that hook. . right now we'll be crabbing away. See how we're getting blown close?
Oh.
So you can wings level and crab us away so we don't get too close. And look at our airspeed is 90 now. Went from 80 to 90. Now we need a sharper bank angle to come around here. Could be as much as 95. Now we're getting further, so we need more bank because of the airspeed. So we don't get too far away from the object. Now we want to crab away, because we're going to get blown towards it if we're not careful. And we want to be at 1,200 feet. So just bring the power back a little bit to descend. I wouldn't bring it back that much. I would just bring it back like 100 RPM. This way you're not messing with that while you're doing the ground reference maneuver. So you're not busying yourself with distracting tasks. By the way, the winds are not like static. So you could encounter very strong winds on one loop and it could be somewhat of a reduced wind on another loop. So this is a dynamic environment. You can look at the water and you can see that there's a fair amount of wind on the surface based on what it's doing to the surface of the water. And add the power back in, you're at your altitude. .82 knots.
Where's the wind coming from?
We're flying into it right about here, so it's coming from this direction, which is about 120 it looks like. You're actually starting to gain airspeed here. And I'm afraid we're going to have to break it off at this, so our dish is coming up so we can fly towards the dish, and let's climb to 1,500.
You want to fly towards the radar dish near Maryland?
Yep. So bring us to a climb to 1,500 feet. And then you can call Potomac and say, Potomac 5477 kilo request.
And just leave it at that?
Yep.
Potomac 5477 kilo request.
They may not hear us because of our altitude.
Too low?
Yeah.
So just wait a moment and try again.
Hang up to 18.
Who has a request?
5477 kilo. 5477 kilo.
November 464, was that you with the request?
Negative. November 5477 kilo with request.
November 77 kilo, say request.
Yes, sir. We've got one on file from the training area to 2 Whiskey 5, and we'd like to amend and go training area direct to VKX 77 kilo.
November 77 kilo, roger. Do you plan on going back now?
We're heading back to VKX now, 77 kilo.
November 77 kilo, not a problem. You can proceed on course outside of Bravo.
We'll proceed on course outside of Bravo, 77 kilo, thanks.
Climbing to what?
And we'll go to 2,000 is fine, so let's go to...
You want me to turn more further north here?
Yeah, turn to the, about 20 degrees to the right. Ran out of time.
November 77 kilo, reset transponder, squawk 465, 146.51.
465, 177 kilo. Uh, 465, 147 kilo. adding the radios adds a whole new set of tasks and responsibilities during the course of the flight, doesn't it?
Absolutely. So,
November 8, 9,
where am I seeing ground speed? Right there?
Staying in the practice area.
And that's in
Yeah, I'll be in the
knots
practice
as
area
well,
and
of course.
returning to freeway 464.
Roger.
So I was sort of looking at that while you were flying the maneuver. You could do that too. You could glance at that from time to time, and just giving you sort of the voice prompts. But I wanted to let you know that you had a variation of about 20 knots in your circle. Okay, because of the effective winds, which is enough to cause it to be evaluated exercise. Plus, you divided your attention. So we did a number of things today that are, we're pushing you along. We demonstrated an emergency descent. We'll have you do one next. We demonstrated a side slip. Well, you actually did the side slip, and I demonstrated, and I think you were with me on the controls for the forward slip. You saw I had a lot of rudder cranked in. I don't know if you were following me with your feet.
Yeah.
Okay. So, and that certainly did accelerate our descent. So, and then the emergency descent is that's an emergency procedure. You would normally not do that, but if you had to get down fast, that's exactly what you would do. Airlines actually don't do it that way, but they have other procedures. But like if they have a cabin depressurization, they have an emergency descent procedure they have to follow, because obviously you're not breathing well at 37,000 feet, and that oxygen only lasts so long. Okay, so we can do a before landing checklist. There's our marina. Yep. And we're clear of 2 Whiskey 5, so that's good. And we're going to want to descend now to 1,300 feet, by the way.
Coming up on the airspace.
Yep, so let's get that in quickly. Bring it down to about 1,600 so we can have a decent descent rate here. Okay, now you can run the checklist while you're in the descent.
Okay, and we're going down to 1,300.
Correct.
Seatbelts tight.
Yep.
Carburetor heat is on.
Potomac approach, Trooper 7 clear the SFRA to the south.
Trooper 7, frequency change is approved.
Thanks.
Landing light is, that's it, landing light?
Yep.
On. And we're going to go to the marina, and then are we going in on...
We'll figure out what our runway is next. Yep.
Okay. And the DG is pretty close, we're north.
Yep. All right. Good. Pre-landing checklist complete. 1,300 feet. And I'm intentionally loading you up, getting you having to do multiple things simultaneously and dividing your attention, because that's just what pilots do.
Bring it on.
Yeah. Hey, you're doing well. So, but I mean, you have to learn, right? So the training environment with an instructor is a great time to do that, because if you start to, what will happen as you get more task saturated is you'll drop tasks. So oftentimes first to go is the radio. And you can call Potomac and say you have VKX in sight. So Potomac 5477 kilo.
November 5477 kilo. Potomac airfield in sight.
November 77 kilo, stand your beacon crew until landing. Change to advisory, frequencies approved.
Keep the code, change to advisory, 77 kilo.
Potomac, stay on landing. Frequency, change frequencies.
We'll keep the code, change to advisory, 77 kilo.
Roger.
Summer departure 49151, headed to deal.
All right, now we can switch and click 3 times.
Potomac Airfield, automated advisory, winds 150 at 3, visibility better than 10 miles, altimeter 3037, for runway, pilot's discretion.
So we take runway 6. It's 150 at 3, so we're going to have a crosswind. Now, at the marina, we can set ourselves up to start a descent down to 1,100 feet, and it'll be a straight in. And then you'll report Potomac, November 5477 kilo is marina inbound, landing runway 6 Potomac.
Potomac, November 5477 Kilo, is Marina inbound, runway 6, Potomac.
Right.
That's it, right there?
Yep. And down to 1,100 feet. And if you fly heading from the Marina 6060,
Airfield, automated advisory, wind variable from 150 through 210 at 6, visibility better than 10 miles, altimeter 3037, per runway, listen for traffic.
Potomac, November 5477 Kilo, is Marina inbound for runway 6, straight in, Potomac.
right, and what's your altitude? 1,000 feet, 1,100 feet.
30 Ridgely.
And just fly this toward the runway. We're ready to run our before landing checklist.
Okay, and now I'm missing, I can't see it. Where's the runway?
Straight ahead. See the opening in the tree line? The big green spot? Straight ahead. Ball
Right
is
there.
over here.
There.
And then come over here is Potomac Airfield.
Is it
and
that there?
It's right here. See the green opening here? See the ball? Over
Yeah.
to the, and just follow it. There's houses, and then there's an opening.
I see.
Okay. So
Now, pre-landing checklist.
you already did it.
Okay.
7
Now, this VASI is going to be red for a while until we get on glide. We won't get on glide till after we pass Indian Head Highway.
From 150 through 210 at 3, visibility better than 10 miles, altimeter 3037, per runway, listen
I got a
for
headwind,
traffic.
look, 88 knots, around 95. Okay, so now we'll call it our beam point. We're just before the highway, so we'll add 1600 on a RPM. RP,
Transmit radio check.
and we'll start configuring for landing 1 notch of flaps and pitching for 80.
Pitching for 80.
Yep, 1 notch of flaps.
1600, 1 notch of flaps.
Right, so you can't pitch for 80 till you get the flaps.
Standard traffic, Cherokee 419 730,
Potomac Airfield, automated advisory.
And we want to line up with the center line.
170 at 3, visibility better than 10 miles,
Which means we want to shoot to the right.
3037, per runway, listen for traffic.
This is traffic 417.
A little bit of power because we're red, so we're a little low. And let's add more flaps and pitch for 75.
More flaps and pitching for 75.
And trim for 75.
Potomac Airfield, automated advisory, wind 170 at 3, visibility better than 10 miles, altimeter 3037,
And full flaps.
per runway, listen for traffic.
And 65.
Transmit radio check.
8902 radio check. 8902 radio check.
That's my airplane.
Power 10 to 10.
Okay, it's your airplane.
No, that's my airplane on the radio, I'm sorry. Get rid of the power.
Standard traffic, Howard 410.
And
Potomac
65.
Airfield, automated
Get on glide
advisory,
path.
wind 170
And
at
go to the
3,
right a little bit.
visibility better than 10 miles, altimeter 3037, per
Potomac, November 5477 Kilo, short final runway 6 Potomac. Okay, I have the flight controls?
You have the flight control?
Okay. Alright, we're good now.
Potomac Airfield, automated advisory, wind calm, altimeter 3037, per runway, listen for traffic.
Sound out. Lowering into the winds. A little bit of back pressure and some braking. Seven Kilo, clear the active Potomac. Okay, your flight controls.
Okay, by flight controls. So, after landing, flaps, RP, lights, RP, and transponder on standby? Or
no, it's fine.
okay. So now taxiing.
Taxiing to the pumps.
They're on the right.
Winds here are very strange because they don't mimic anywhere else because it's a valley. And of course, you're vigilant about your left wingtip and the tanks. And you'll
Transmit radio check.
you can go right to this first tee here. Point us at that parking spot.
That.
Yeah, a little more forward. Yeah, that's good. All right.
Shutdown checklist, parking brake set, lights off except for B. Onyx.
Okay. Do you want to, so we're just leaving the plane here? Yeah. Okay. Yep.